Good morning, everybody. I'm headed to Opryland right now for the NRB convention. NRB stands for National Religious Broadcasters. It's basically a conference for Christian communicators. So, yeah, let me tell you more about it. So I got an expo only pass so I can go to the floor and get lots of, connections and hopefully freebies, which is why I brought lots of reusable bags. There's also a lot of movie screenings. That's the main thing I'm going to be doing this morning, is just heading from one movie screening to the next. It's all Christian media, so it'll be interesting to see the quality and the message, both. It is at Gaylord Opryland, which I love. I've been there once before. I've only been to Nashville once. This is my second time in Nashville. And last time a friend took me here. And this time I get to meet up with some friends, hopefully. So yeah, I'm excited to show you the inside of the hotel. Looks like I just saved myself $37 a day by walking here. I got my badge and it's time to head to the movies. I'm reporting live from the women's room of the Opryland Resort because it is just that bougie, I guess. So, first hymn was really good. I only got to see the first, 15 minutes or so of it, so I didn't get to see the whole documentary, but it was a really cool documentary about a piece of papyrus that was discovered in Egypt that contained the first hymn. And then it ties in with modern day. They had some prominent Christian music artists that are putting it together. Enjoying the indoor features before I go to the next movie screening. Where else can you find an indoor waterfall? Like Disneyland? And some more waterfalls.
Hello.
Well, I am already having a good time at the NRB conference. I got to see 3 previews for upcoming movies. Unfortunately, they weren't full feature-length previews. There will be some of those coming up tomorrow and the next day, but today they were only showing extended clips, basically. I got to see, so they're all documentaries too today, so learned a lot, but even better than the movies were the people that I got to see. So not all of them I got to, meet and talk to yet, but maybe later, who knows. One of the first people I saw that I recognized was Nick V. He's the Life Without Limbs guy. He has a movie coming out, so I'm going to be seeing that movie tomorrow, I think. And he's just here. There were no announcements that I saw about him actually being here, so he's just hanging out in one of the rooms, just sitting there doing interviews and stuff, so that was really neat. One other person, I just happened to cross paths with him as we were both going in opposite directions. I knew I recognized his face, and then I got a quick glance at his name tag and it said Perry Atkinson. I'm like, okay, I know that name, I know that face, who is he? Turns out he's the president of The Dove, which is the radio station that I interned at in high school. So hopefully I get to run into him again and actually talk to him. But best of all, who I was just speaking with were my trip leaders from my last trip to Israel, Rabbi Ellie and Mama Mercedes. So I saw them after exiting the last movie preview I was just in. So it was great to talk with them, caught up with them, told them about my life and the road trip I'm doing right now. I gave both of them a copy of my book when we were in Israel, so they were kind of excited to see how I was actually living out my book, How Do You Afford to Travel So Much?
So far, what is your hope for the audiences? Because this is a personal story to you.
Yeah, it's a personal experience.
Well, this was a good day to spend in an artificial outdoors, because this is what outdoors actually looks like. Now that I'm a little bit further north, I do need to expect some winter weather. But I'm heading back to my motel now to hang out with Andy for a while, rest a little bit, maybe do a little bit of work, I don't know. But the conference was a great way to get into the work mindset. And then I don't know if I'm going to go back to the conference this evening. There's one session that kind of tells you what you need to know. I don't know if I need to go to that one. And then maybe I'll go to the mall, or I might do something else, or I might just rest tonight. Who knows? We'll play it by ear. I decided to walk back for the orientation, so I'm heading there now after only like half an hour back at my room. Just petting Andy and eating some macaroni. And then apparently there is a set from Dukes of Hazzard near my hotel. I haven't seen that movie, but I'm going to go there anyways. So apparently the website hours are wrong. I arrived a minute after it closed. I don't know if I'll have time to go there another time. We'll see what time's available for me. But we're gonna do some other exploration, maybe exploration of going back to the hotel and relaxing for a while. And yeah, I'll see you later. And this marks the third time today that I'm walking back to the Gaylord Opryland Convention Center. They had an evening reception, so I wanted to make sure to take advantage of that as well. I was wondering what it would look like in here after dark. Almost like rainforest. I like how these lights reflect on the glass ceiling. Here's our late night snack. Well, I'm glad I decided to stay up late to go to the meet and greet at the end of the day. They had some really good snacks too. I took a couple home with me, so yay for breakfast or lunch tomorrow. Anyway, I got to meet some really cool people, other authors and other people in other aspects of media, so it's been great to make those connections and tell them about my story and hear theirs. They also have some amazing stories. I've gotten their business cards. I kind of wish I had business cards. I thought that was a little old school, but a lot of these people are older than me, to be fair. But that might change tomorrow when more people show up. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for the next 3 days. Good morning, everyone. Who's ready for day 2 of the NRB conference? Before I leave, I'm going to set this up so Andy has some stimulation for the day. It is going to be a long day away from, I won't put book read this much. It's going to be a long day away from the hotel. Right now he's enjoying looking out the window, but unfortunately, since this is a motel and we have a walkway right here, I do have to close the curtains for him during the day. The official policy is that pets have to be supervised, but people at the front desk don't seem to care. So as long as we're not caught, we should be fine. I mean, I have the no housekeeping or, do not disturb sign on the door, so nobody should be coming in. And that's worked out well so far on this trip. At all the places I've gone to is just requesting no housekeeping, and then Andy's fine to just hang out here all day. He doesn't destroy anything, so no harm, no foul. First item on the agenda this morning is to attend a screening of No Limbs, No Limits. That is the story of Nick V, which, since we saw him in passing yesterday, there's a good chance he'll actually be at the screening. So that'll be exciting. And then after that movie's over, the expo floor officially opens. I am an expo only member, so I've been able to go to a lot of things that weren't expo related so far, and I will continue to do that, but there's something like some seminars I'm not allowed in. But that's okay, because the expo is where you can really profit. You can make a lot of connections, just like you can in the seminars. And I brought some reusable bags because I hope to fill those up with some goodies. I paid the lowest possible tier. Expo only is the lowest possible tier you can pay for the conference, but I got it for 50% off. So instead of $99, I'm only paying $50. And I hope to get at least $50 worth of swag to make net profit on this conference overall. I have to cross this crosswalk to get to Opryland every time I go there. And there's this box here that is always playing country music. It's kind of weird. Good morning from my pretend hotel.
That continues to illuminate the world. Time moves forward.
Have you been to Ancient Shiloh?
What's that?
Have you been to Ancient Shiloh?
Yes.
I've been in this room for almost 2 hours and only saw about half the booths. I think I got plenty of stuff.
So you're going to take a piece of your collar and you can start taking a strand. Blessings to everybody else, and then really like create this experience. And really for us, like a lot of times, when people are suffering or in need or like something for some kind of health or for any kind of, what should I say, for somebody to be able to have a dough, and then we make it
about our Shabbat afternoon program.
Where women of vision gather. And this is a place where you have been invited, you have been sent, and designed.
Told me what his mission was. His mission was to present Jesus through the gospel, and I know you know his testimony, where he was a Pharisee of the Pharisees, and when Jesus was raised from the dead, ascended into heaven, and his disciples went out sharing the gospel, and Saul of Tarsus, which was his name then, was enraged. He thought they were blasphemous, and in his zeal to protect God's name, he went out and was persecuting the followers of Jesus. And when one of the early evangelists, young Stephen, was arrested, put on trial, and then convicted, and they dragged him out and stoned him to death, Saul of Tarsus was there holding the coats of those who were stoning him. I think
Zion, and it comes out of Isaiah 2, right? Isaiah 2 says, this is what the Isaiah son of Amoz.
It's been a full day and it's not over yet. I went to 2 different movie screenings. I was just at an interview of a Bible study between a Jewish rabbi and a Christian pastor. What else did I do? There was the women's event. I know there's stuff the Shabbat experience. And I still feel like I'm missing some things. The expo floor. So tonight they have the Crown Awards and they also have a Bible study. I am crossing the street right now. I'm gonna go get dinner from the Opry Mills Mall right now, and then I will head back. Fortunately, I didn't have time to get dinner from the mall, which is in the opposite direction of my hotel, because I am carrying a lot of weight from the freebies I got today. Over there is the Grand Ole Opry House, which I've been to before. It's a great place to take a tour. But tonight I'm heading to this mall because there is a restaurant I want to try in here. I guess it's not actually in the mall, it's just near the mall, so I still have to find it. I'm thinking maybe I should have walked back to the motel and then driven here because mall parking is free. Then I'd still have to drive back and walk back to the Opryland Resort, so I don't know. I'm here now, or at least almost here. Okay, here it is, Paula Dean's Family Kitchen. I'm gonna eat a lot of buttery foods tonight. These free biscuits are so good. I know I'm gonna fill up real fast, but I ordered the smallest meal. The way it works here at Paula Dean's is that you get unlimited seconds and thirds and however many you want. So it's kind of buffet style, but just a limited what you can get over and over again. I'm excited. So let's see if I can recite everything that I ordered. The country fried steak, the chicken and dumplings, salad, sweet potatoes. Oh no, that's the chicken and dumplings. This is the broccoli casserole and collard greens. And yes, like I said, this was the smallest portion they served. Finished 3 of the dishes, 3 more to go. I got more bread and broccoli because those are my favorites. Although I also really like the sweet potatoes, but just kind of nursing that one. That was the kind of meal where I think it might be easier to roll away from the restaurant, but I do have to walk.
Keegan was threshing wheat at the bottom of a wine press, hiding the grain from the midnight.
Bronze Crown Award is Big Stage Christmas 2024, Michael J. Robert, producer. Gold Crown Award goes to For the One, Ken Carpenter, producer.
Well, this evening I went to a worship session and then stepped into the Crown Awards for a little bit. It wasn't quite my jam, so I decided to head out early because the Crown Awards ended late mostly. So I'm gonna head back to my motel finally. I've not been there all day. See Andy, maybe wash some clothes, definitely take a shower, get rid of all this weight, sort it out, and get ready for tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Andy here has decided to help us show how we have profited since coming to the conference. So I'm not counting food that I've already eaten. This is food that I have not eaten yet, obviously, and I'm also not counting paper products that just don't really have a value. Probably the biggest value thing I got was all these books. The only problem is that they will add some weight to the drive, so I'm gonna try to read them fast and move them along, sell them, or maybe even give them away. Also got a lot of stickers. You've seen my sticker trunk in previous episodes, so you know that I need to add a few more stickers. I got 3 bracelets. I got a CD, which is great because CDs don't exist that much anymore. I don't buy them, but I do like to listen to them when I'm road tripping. This was probably the most fun one. We got to make incense, so this is something that I made myself using my own blend of these spices. And I actually got to visit Shiloh a few months ago in Israel, so not only do I get to see a bunch of people that I met in Israel, but got a little scent of Israel as well. Got a bunch of magazines and booklets and things like that. I went to the Shabbat experience yesterday with Israel 365. That's the group I went to Israel with. So they gave Shabbat candles and some challah bread. Some pens, of course, typical. Some unique things. And 2 bags so far. So as you can imagine, that was a lot of weight to carry around yesterday, especially the books. And I got those like in the morning, mid-morning. That was a lot of weight to carry around all day yesterday until 10 o'clock at night when I came back to the hotel. So today I decided to bring a backpack just to kind of help distribute the weight a little bit more evenly because I still have more booths to go to and another full day of the conference. Oh, and I forgot one of the most valuable things that I got because it was charging at the time I was making this video, but I got a power bank, which is great because I am going through a lot of battery on my phone during the long conference days, and there are not very many charging ports.
Maybe you're the better one to say it, because you were just going through New Paul.
Well, actually, we were working on another project that we were about to sign. They signed everything for the money to be transferred so we could go into production. And the guy called us at 3 o'clock on a Friday and said, "I'm out." And the whole project collapsed. I thought they were going to hate me forever. But Saturday morning, I got a call and they wanted, I had talked about this project about 3 years before. And Nick called me and said, "You remember that project we were talking about?"
I've been praying for years for an opportunity to play a bad guy. And because predominantly in my career, I'm thankful for these opportunities. I play the nice guy, the pastor, things that are maybe more true to who I am as a person. But I wanted to try something. I wanted to see if I could do a bad guy.
But I use ChatGPT a lot, and I use Canva a lot. I really love Canva. It's great for, if you don't know about it, they have a free version. It's a design app, and it's amazing. You can make pitch decks, you can make postcards if you know.
That's a good movie. It's my last evening with this view. I am gonna miss it. Well, I still ended up with so much stuff today that it didn't all fit in my backpack, and I have yet another bag that I am carrying back to my hotel. So yes, I think I did definitely make a net profit. We'll figure out exactly how much when we get back to the hotel. But I also want to go over ways that I saved, just in general, from going to Nashville in this conference. So I got the cheapest badge possible, the expo only. It meant that I couldn't go to all the seminars. I was able to go to some of the seminars. And in fact, some of them you didn't even need to have a badge at all to go to. But most of the free stuff that I got was from the expo itself, so I did need that. But yeah, I kept busy, so I wouldn't have bought a more expensive badge unless there was a specific seminar that I felt like I really needed to go to, which I didn't. The seminars that I wanted to go to were the ones that were available to everyone. So Expo only badge is $99 this year. However, one of the seminars that were free that I signed up for offered a 50% coupon code for anybody who signed up for the seminars. So I got my badge for only $50. $50 for 4 days of conference. It sounds like a really good deal to me. Now, that was the expense for the conference. I didn't spend any money at the Gaylord Opryland Resort other than, the prepaying for that. So I didn't buy any meals from the hotel. I did pay for 2 meals while I was here in Nashville. One at Cracker Barrel and one at Paula Dean's Family Kitchen. That was probably around $50 itself in total between both of those. I did have an old gift card for Cracker Barrel that still had a few dollars left on it, so saved money that way. The Paula Deen one I did pay full price, but I bought the cheapest menu item possible. That one was still more expensive than anything at Cracker Barrel, but still, it was the experience that counted. And I know I'm having weird lighting issues right now. I'm sorry, it's 9 o'clock at night or something like that. Now, other expenses, obviously my hotel. My hotel I did pay for with Hotels.com rewards that I already had saved up, but that was about $300 if I had paid for it out of pocket. So there is that cost. We'll try to incorporate it, see if that's going to be obviously the most expensive part of this trip. We'll see if what we made in profit from the free materials that we got would cover the cost of the hotel room if we converted it to cash. Now, things are great. Monetary value is awesome, but I think the most valuable part of going to this conference was the connections with the people that I made. So like I said, it was great to see my trip leaders from Israel from a few months ago. I saw all 3 of them. I also saw one of my roommates from Israel, so that was awesome as well. I met a lot of people that I didn't even know before. Great connections to that leads to hopefully future projects. Like I did say on the first day, I saw the guy that is the president of the radio station that I interned at in high school. I did see him a couple more times, but unfortunately every single time, either he was in deep conversation that I didn't want to interrupt, or I was, so I didn't actually get to talk to him. So, Perry Atkinson, if you happen to be watching this, hello, sorry we didn't get to connect. The other person that I was kind of hoping to see that I didn't get to see was David Jeremiah. He's the pastor of the church that I went to when I was in San Diego for 5 years, and I never actually got to meet him, but he was there. In fact, he was preaching in a room next to where I was having a movie screening. It was a breakfast event that he was doing, so it was an extra cost, so I wasn't allowed to go in or anything like that, so didn't get to see him. But Pastor David Jeremiah, if you are watching this, hello, sorry we didn't get to connect. I did get to meet Nick V though, that was really cool, so I'm glad that happened. And yeah, I'm almost back at my hotel now, so let's head inside my room and see what the value of the books are. Any book that has a price on the back will total up so we get the exact value of that, and then maybe we'll guesstimate if we still need to anything else that I got. So here's an update on all the stuff I got from the NRB conference. These are the books that have prices on them, but that doesn't include these books over here that do not have prices on the back cover. And of course, nothing else has prices on it except for, I guess I made $1 million here. Now the back cover value of all of these books is $277.80. So that doesn't quite cover the cost of the hotel stay. But once you add everything else in, I think we made a net profit. If you'd like me to break it down a little bit more, please let me know. There are some other high value things. The thing that will be most valuable to me in the immediate future, though, is this pile here of snacks that I collected either from booths or from seminars that I went to that offered refreshments. These will be great road trip snacks, and I'm going to pack them in my snack bag for tomorrow's drive right now. Good morning, everyone. Today is my last day in Nashville. I decided to try to go to the Opryland Hotel one more time because there's a worship session that's starting real soon. I unfortunately already packed my badge, so hopefully they'll let me into the worship service without a badge. We'll see what happens. Regardless, I get to see the Opryland one more time. And I'm going to go to that Dukes of Hazzard location, and then I think I'll pack up and move out. I have one more stop that I want to see in Nashville. I didn't go to downtown Nashville or use my car at all the entire time I've been here, mostly because I've been here before. It was a long time ago. I remember back then I did not have a smartphone. I was using a flip phone when I was here. So it was a long time ago, but I think I saw everything I wanted to see in the downtown area back then. Except I would like to see the Parthenon again. That was one of my favorite things, so I want to revisit that. And it's a place that Andy can go. And then from there we're going to head to Pigeon Forge.
There is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder.
So this incredible little bird is actually mentioned in the Bible. But then we find that there's another passage that even Jesus mentions, and that's about birds. And it says, you know, consider those birds over there. I'm paraphrasing. It's like, you know, those birds that you see sitting on the walls of the city over there. You know, our Heavenly Father feeds them. You know, He loves them. He takes care of them. But if you think that He takes care of them and loves them, how much more do you think that He loves you, each and every one of you?
Goodbye, Gaylord Opryland.
Yeah.
You know, I think I made the right choice with where to stay because I get free parking and don't have to pay $37 a day. Like, I heard even the people who are staying here don't get free parking, they just get it for like $5 off a day or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of crazy if you ask me. I even looked into one of the Wyndham resorts that's nearby because with the timeshare presentation that I went to in San Antonio, I got a free, I think, 2 or 3 night stay. I looked that up, and the cost of parking and the cost of the pet fee was more than what I'm paying for the motel that I ended up with. So yeah, I'm very thankful I did what I did. I know it's kind of the cheapskate way to do it, but I think I got almost as much value as somebody paying full price here at the Gaylord Opryland. And one thing I did want to point out, if you're trying to travel on a budget but would like to see this amazing, magnificent hotel, you don't have to be booked in a room or even going to a conference to see this. You can see it for free. They have lots of tourists that just come in to walk in, take pictures, and leave. If you are going to come here, obviously don't pay for this parking lot. That's $37. Instead, you can park at the mall and walk here. You could even park at the hotel that I'm at and walk here. It's in a strip mall, so they don't care who's parked there for, you know, the time you'd be here. So yeah, if you're willing to walk half a mile, this can be a completely free experience. Hopefully they are open this time. None of this has any significance to me at all.
One more band, it's the first episode of the Dukes of Hazzard. Everybody.
The show is still up. Third generation, the grandparents.
Leave a comment if you know someone whose childhood bedroom looked like this. We made it to the Parthenon in Nashville. I'm gonna grab something for lunch and then Andy and I will have a picnic. You know, driving here, I had to go through the West End, which is the part of Nashville that I stayed in on my previous trip in 2012. I stayed at a hostel that no longer exists, and not much else of West End looks familiar to me either. I recognized the White Castle. That's what made me realize that I knew what street I was on. And then I also drove by Vanderbilt University, which I also kind of recognized because I do remember walking through there, but I don't remember exactly what it looked like. But oh my goodness, I think Nashville's grown a lot. But you know what doesn't change? Ancient buildings. Not that this is actually an ancient building, but it's based on one. Andy's enjoying inside his backpack. I don't know, he hasn't made a single peep this entire drive or when I put him in or anything. But fine by me, because it's hard for me to eat while he's out, because then he starts yanking on the leash and trying to run away, so all the same. Andy has no interest in leaving his backpack, so we're just gonna walk around the Parthenon and then hit the road. I've been to the real Parthenon in Athens, Greece, but I've been to this Parthenon before I went to that one. And the thing that I like better about this one, not only is it, you know, in its full glory, it's not in ruins, but also, watch this. You can touch it. Andy, look up here. Hey. Andy, can we take one picture, please? No? Okay. So now we can say Andy's been to the Parthenon, and so has his pet rat. It really is cool. You can see all the statues and everything. Like it's a full restoration of the Acropolis. So inside of here there's a giant statue of Athena, which would be cool to see, but of course we have Andy, and I'm just want to hit the road today. We've spent enough time in Nashville. This park just brings back so many memories. Nashville was my first ever solo trip. I came here as often as I could. Loved the Parthenon. I was fascinated by it. So I knew that my first trip to Europe I had to make sure to go to Greece so I could see the real Parthenon. And I wasn't sure which one I'd like more, because this one was amazing, but I still wanted to see the real thing. And once I did see the real thing, I still wasn't sure which one I liked more. To this day, I'm still not sure, but I think this one holds a very special place in my heart. All right, this park has been fun, but now it's time to hit the road.